tanto, tanto tempo fa c'era una unica montagna, alta fino al sole, con una superficie bianca e immacolata. Tutto cominciò a crollare e da tutti quei pezzi nacque un'altra montagna, dalla forma di una donna dormente.
CLASTIC is an international transdisciplinary residency that is centered around artistic exchange. We've brought together 5 different companies from 5 European countries to live, work and create together during a week in the Italian Alps. The project started when I went to a series of workshops in Arte Festival in Bologna, and I wanted to take this format of artistic exchange to the European level. So I met BILOURA collective while I was there, and they offered to host the residency in their space, and since then it's been an amazing partnership. My experience so far has far exceeded my expectations. It's been amazing how everyone has come together beyond the barriers of these disciplines and the nationalities and the language, and we've just managed to find this common thread between the artistic works of each of the groups to create something completely new, and I think this has been fantastic.
We just look at each other for a while without saying nothing, then when we feel the team start to be again comfortable, we start to touch. Like having proximity, like confidence with one another, like touching, smelling, or like getting in proximity, and we try to do it with everybody, especially the people we don't know yet. We can discover gently the body of the other person.
So we are TanzTheatre, Adrian. We come from London. We have been working together for about 3 years, on and off in projects. Our style is TanzTheatre, which is the merging of the dance and the theatre elements in terms of staging. And we call it storytelling through movement, as it's quite expressive and works a lot with small images that are quite subtle and sort of combine the nuances and the smaller bits to the bigger picture. This is pretty much what we do.
This is quite interesting because we all come from these different disciplines, if you want to call disciplines. So it's really nice to see how can different kind of arts can work very nicely together. So yeah, so mainly that, and then yes, of course we learn this. I mean, I'm personally learning something new, so which is really good, really inspiring.
That's what I found quite amazing about this whole process is I feel like I've questioned a lot about myself, and doing this whole process really has brought that out in me.
Let's go, guys!
Yes.
My name is Korbar. I'm coming from Croatia. I'm a part of something which I might call as a one-woman band. I've tried to put it into a certain name, and I couldn't come to anything better since I love performing, but apart from performing, I love also writing and exploring in any kind of sense. So I've called it Kazalište nezamislivog. That's in Croatian, meaning in a direct translation, this means theater of inconceivable. And actually this comes from a passion of mine, which is to actually to put yourself in an unknown area and create in an unknown area. And I choose an artistic context, I put it in a performance, and I try to search for the topics which seems to me to be relevant for a human being, for society, for existence, and then in a playful way trying to find out, to bring up questions and answers. That is actually a perfect opportunity to exchange your knowledge, your know-hows, your approaches, your characters, your attitudes, your energies, and simply yourself. In a very specific place that we are, Valkyuzela, which I find it super inspiring because of the nature and of the vibration of the whole place.
When I first came to this country in 1849, I saw many fair lovers, but never saw mine. I viewed all around me, I was so free. Me, I walked
So we work together as HYENAZ, and our work combines practice of sound and practice of movement. And so we often start by finding a location that makes sense with the project that we're working with, and entering that location and collecting sounds from the environment, and then working those sounds into different pieces that we then also augment with movements that we also take from the space that we're in. Right?
Yeah. Well, I think that our motivation individually has always been quite political, and in like a larger sense, and also in the way that we as artists can touch each other emotionally and create change in our world somehow. And I do feel that sometimes interrogating these ideas around boundaries and borders that we have interpersonally and our own sense of our own bodies, and even just dealing with the microcosms of aggressions or power or sense of entitlement, even between two people or between 10 people in a room. When you start to investigate those micro power dynamics, it can, I think it can help us in a larger sense, how we think geopolitically, how we think about ourselves, how we queer ourselves in the world, queer identities in the world. So that's a long way of saying that we try to play with those dynamics inside of a performance. So we invite the audience, generally it's quite immersive, we invite the audience to kind of play with us.
From now on, I am your king, and you will address me as your highness. And when I lower my hands, you will go down on your knees. When I command you, you will tend to lower my knees. You! Step forward, step forward. Watch my shoes. Chop, chop, drop down and polish my shoes. You! Bring me some food. You!
This is boring.
Why is this boring?
This is boring.
I did not speak to you. Do not speak unless you're being spoken to, slave.
I know. Actually, one group is the criminals. You're the and the other one's the police. And the police, the police have to take the criminals and put them into the jail.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Yeah. I am the police. I'm the
Oh,
police.
You can be police. You're criminal, and you're police, and you're criminal.
I don't want to be criminal.
No, it's my game.
So you take the pillow, so you can start.
Yeah, and this is gonna be the jail.
Avevo detto ai ragazzi e alle ragazze. Sì.
Ragazzi, qua ragazzi. No! Ragazzi, no! Maschi e femmine, no!
Oh, I want to be on this side.
He's a traitor.
No.
No.
Oh boy. He's a traitor. He's a traitor. Stand up, traitor. Stand up, traitor. I told you to stand up, traitor. Stand up. Get up, traitor. Get up. Prelate. You have shown very little respect for the rules.
Hai mostrato poco rispetto per le regole.
Therefore,
Per quello,
you are a traitor.
sei un traditore.
We, the collective,
Noi, il collettivo,
have therefore decided
abbiamo perciò deciso
to sentence you
di condannarti
to death.
alla morte.
No, è troppo. È troppo. Nessuno.
Andiamo. Do it. Do it.
On the first day when we were improvising together, we put together some really amazing pieces spontaneously or through very short planning. So I think the group is just absolutely fantastic. So I feel certain that, you know, all of the material we're presenting is really strong. It's really quite strong, and I'm proud that we've gotten to this point without any, you know, major disasters or breakdowns, and you know, so I feel good about it. Now it's just the final, like, hammering in and seeing like what needs the little weak links and figuring that out.
Everybody is really attentive to everybody else in many different ways, like artistically and creatively. They're attentive to each other, and on an interpersonal level, like everyone's really aware of each other. I didn't expect that. I expected that it would be more difficult actually for Jody and also people to work together and stay together, and yeah. So I'm really happy about it. And the work I think we've done is really good.
It's so good to be sad. It's good to be sad. It's such sad is really good. Sad is like a coccoli for your poor. Sad is just like a little orgasm with yourself. Sad is just really good. Guys, it's good. Sad is so good. I can show you.
So hi, we are BILOURA, part of BILOURA. We are Intercultural and transdisciplinary group. So we were born in Italy here, like in this place. In 2013, there was an open call of Silvia Ribeiro. She made an open call to about 20 artists from all over the world.
We try to mix different artistical heritages we have.
Around that, we work a lot with international residencies, so we go in other countries, we create their performances, material, or we bring artists here. So that's why it also happened CLASTIC event, because we met this Spanish artist girl, and she proposed us a project, and we were very happy to host this project.
You're also involved in the organization. That's something that actually stick out also, because it's part of the experience for us. Hosting people in our home place, which is really beautiful, and
we feel very responsible for the well-staying here.
Yeah. And we have been doing BILOURA the first 2 days, so we also have given much energy already before the gathering for preparing the space for everybody to come and feel the most comfortable possible.
To take care about the environment, from people to the space, to the nature, and to mix all these things together, and we'll see if we can push all these things in the performance.
Yeah, maybe.
Sì, e ci fa tanto piacere essere qua in Val Chiusela in questo posto bellissimo che io non conoscevo, perché non ero mai stata nella zona. E tutti sono innamorati del paesaggio, di tutto quanto. Della bella dormiente. Della bella dormiente che abbiamo colpito tanto, la gente che abbiamo incontrato, quindi siamo molto, vi ringraziamo tanto, felici che vi siete offerti a venire qua a fare anche, partecipare anche voi a questo scambio.
Patom Theatre. We have created our theatre group thanks to the Physical Theatre Academy in Switzerland, in Ticino, in Italian part. That's where we met. That's where we met. And since then, for 2 years, we are still together, traveling around Europe, still searching for our base. I am from Latvia, Aude is from France. We live a lot in Italy, we work in Denmark, more or less that's our life. We came here to CLASTIC Residency because when you're a duo, sometimes you get stuck or something, and so meeting other people allows you to cross the border you have and the habits, because we know each other, we always work together, so sometimes we're a bit bored of each other, we can say. And so meeting other company working in the same area of work, it's always something different, because we all do the same, but we all have different approaches. And I think that's what I really like. And so we went on, every company did a workshop in the morning, and all this material we had in the morning, every company gives the way they were working on. We try to like drag it out, work on it to create new material. La novia Ivrea assunta, la novia Ivrea assunta, Ivrea assunta, planeta di, Ivrea assunta, planeta, Ivrea assunta, planeta di, Ivrea assunta,
Čini mi se većinu vremena da ne znam ali mislim da je jedan ultimativno rješenje koje sam ponijela to da sam ja. Ja sam ja. Kroz ljubav, samo ljubav. Ne znam kako se opirem nasilju, stvarno ne znam kako se opirem nasilju. Mislim da me uništilo do svake najtrunke male stanice u mom biću. Jedino što ne zaboravim, samo zaista da sam ja. Ljubav, samo ljubav.
al quale va la nostra gratitudine per aver permesso di raggruppare questo gruppo di artisti. La nostra gratitudine va anche alla comunità della Val Chiusella e al Comune di Liceo Superiore per aver ospitato nei propri spazi pubblici la residenza, quindi gli artisti, il lavoro e tutto. E ringraziamo lo ZAC tantissimo che ci ha offerto di poter offrire la nostra performance qui, al quale facciamo un applauso. E grazie ancora.
During this residency, I think the most important is not the performance, but really sharing the experiences. And it's very obvious that we are all very interested in the experience of other. So it's not so much of showing what I can do, I am this. It's like, tell me, who are you? Oh, yes, and who are you? And who are you? And it comes from both sides. So you are visible, but you're also watching another. And for me, it's not so obvious. I don't think I have such a strong experience, actually, in other residencies I used to have. It's something that I think you cannot predict, you cannot organize, it just happened. Like this combination of those people. Even now when I talk, I almost want to cry because we're gonna leave tomorrow.
Oh, come on.
Now, it's something like very special happened. And maybe we never ever meet again, but something has changed totally in each of us. I also felt, I also would like to say this because it's not only about being an artist and meeting and living together. I feel this is a special moment right now for many things that are happening in the world. Very, very strong moment. And meeting in this period, all of us together with very similar desires, I think it made this explosion of also many solutions and many answers would never came up to me if I wouldn't meet and listen.
We won't change the world, but in this week we create our own by being together, and that's quite strong.
Yeah.
So beautiful.